What's good, family? It's Rye. We back, and we finna get right into it. Now, it's a little experimental, but we trying new things. Now, I want to talk about what's going on with Trippie, man. What the heck is going on with Trippie Red? You see a lot of people talk about Trippie's done, Trippie's washed, and what's going on with Trippie. And I think the problem is that his discography is bloated. The problem with him is that his discography is way too bloated. He spread it so too thin and dropped like so many projects, and I think he doesn't have the consistency of, an album that flows. Like his albums don't, his latest ones anyway. Like we're talking a Love Letter to You 1 through 3. I mean, greatest of all time. He should have stopped at 3. I think 4 and 5 is when the misstep stopped. Started. The misstep was definitely like in between 4 and 5, and then he did that Pegasus, and then he did that Neon Shark Pegasus, and then he did the I think, what was that, I forgot what the Mansion Music. Yeah, I think it was just too much music, and there wasn't no flow of a consistency within the album. It was like he put a bunch of songs together, and there wasn't no like theme to any of these albums. And I think that's why people are losing interest, which lately the songs he's been dropping on YouTube have been good, but a lot of those songs that he's been dropping, he been previewing, they never make it. They never see the light on any of these projects. And I think that's the problem. I think these last couple of years, he's just been spamming music, and this discography is bloated. And I think a lot of people do that due to the fact that we're in the streaming era, but I really think that in the era that we're living in, I think we're starting to realize that less is more. And I think once you spam all these projects and stuff, it's easy to get burnt out, and people, feel like it's too much. You see how like every Friday there's like 5 albums dropping, and there's like 25 songs on each project, and then 2 days later there's deluxe with like 12 more songs, and that's what people are doing. Like I remember when I think Eminem, Nav, Uzi, Taylor Swift did it, where it's like they dropped the album, and then 2 days later there was deluxe, and they had 15 more songs, but the original project had like 20 more songs. So I think a lot of people are burnt out, and I think that he made a mistake of doing that same thing, and the fact that he did the Love Letter to You series should have ended at 3. I think him doing the series project, same thing. I think everybody can't do a series. Everybody can't do a series like Wayne did. I think Wayne was like the GOAT of doing the series. Now he had it. I think if he would stopped at 3, I think it would have been one of the greatest projects of like series of like that would have been the GOAT trilogy, like Spider-Man 1 through 3. The Tobey Maguire ones, of course, the GOAT one. Now I think if he would have did that, that would have been the greatest trilogy of albums ever. If he after Love Letter to You 3. Because Love Letter to You 3 was like, that's his best project. The third one is actually the best one, which you never see. Usually in trilogies and movies or in media, the third movie is always the worst one. Every time the third movie come out, you see it's gonna be a trilogy, you know the third one gonna be, it's gonna be booty. But this time it wasn't. So I think him taking a break, it's been a minute since we've seen Trippie, and I think this project is gonna be better. I think he changed the name, same thing. Everyone keeps changing the names of their projects and previewing snippets, and then once you get the project, it's not even what they were previewing. It's like, what's the point of previewing all these songs and giving the album title and dropping the cover, and then once you actually see it and it comes to fruition, it's not what you said it is. And anybody who's anybody is gonna have to be like, they're gonna be like, what is this, and be turned off to it. Even if it's good, it's not what you said it was. And I think that's the problem. But I think him just dropping, like, I think it was like we had Pegasus, Neon Shark, Mansion Music, all within a year and a half. I think it was like he dropped a Love Letter to You 4 Deluxe. Then it was Pegasus. Then it was Neon Shark, which was like an album within an album. That's another thing too. These albums within albums, like this whole 20 songs, and then it's like, I'm gonna drop, my name is Ryan, right? Let's say I'm drop Rise World 1, and then I'm like, oh, this is the deluxe, but this is Rise World 2 within Rise World album. Like, don't that make your head hurt? Who came up with that idea? That was a terrible idea. And it wasn't just him doing it. I ain't gonna pile on him. Everybody was doing it. Like, I'm gonna drop an album within an album. Like I think Nav did Good Intentions, and he dropped a 20-track deluxe to that album, and it was called Brown Boy 2. Like, bro, I'm glad we off that. Well, actually, we not, because I think somebody just did that. But I don't know. But yeah, I don't think he's done. I think his discography just got bloated because he was dropping too much at one time, and I think people lost track and they got burnt out. But I think him taking this break that he's been taking, it's actually smart. A lot of people think, you know, since music is moving so fast and there's so much music coming out and it's oversaturated, that you'll fall off if you take a break. But I think for Trippie specifically, it was a good thing because it was getting oversaturated and he needed to hit the ground running, because the snippets that have been in the songs that he been dropping on YouTube have been good, and I think this next one is gonna put him back in that conversation that he needs to be in, because he one of those. He's one of the guys. So I'll be sad to see, like, you know, him lose his spot that he worked so hard for. But it's Rye. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and remember, it's already yours.